Joining me now is Petro Poroshenko. He's the former president of Ukraine. He was the country's fifth president and was in office just before Zelensky. And we are seeing you the way we have seen you, Mr. President, in your gear, in your body armor. You have said that while that fight is going on and Ukrainians are fighting strong, you do have less and less ammunition. You're not ready to give up. But what is it you need from Western allies?
First of all, I want to tell you that during the last 7 days, the Russian occupants and aggressors do not move ahead. Ukrainian brave armed forces keep them on the distance of 15 miles from Ukrainian capital. And this is right from this place. This is exactly 15 miles from Russian tanks. We are every single day under the Russian cruise missile and ballistic missile attack. And this morning is happening that the 30 Russian cruise missile from the Russian Black Sea Fleet was attacked the International Center for Peacekeeping and Security, where we have more than 35 kills, and more than 30 cruise missiles was sending to the points was NATO certified, which was just 20 miles from the NATO border. And this is the terrorist attack exactly at the NATO border. And what we need now, we need, if on the first day during the war, we need just the anti-tank, anti-aircraft missile, we need armed carrier, and definitely we need the military jet. Today we should change it, and this is the high time for the Western world to open the second front against Russia. Please learn the experience from the World War II. And second front is not mean the NATO soldiers. This is mean that we need to be delivered the defensive weapons. This is mean that we should have a anti-aircraft complex. We should have a financial support. We should have a humanitarian support. And we should have a new sanction which motivates Putin to stop the aggression and to take back from our country. And we should have a special act, Land-Lease Act, from nutrition to ammunition, because we're fighting here not only for Ukrainian soil, we're fighting here for our partners and for NATO, for freedom and for democracy. And I want to use this opportunity, by the way, to thank all the international journalists who works here in Ukraine and deliver the truth about the Russian aggression in Ukraine. And I want to say condolences to the American people, because just a couple of hours ago, exactly in Irpin, where is the zone of responsibility of my battalion, there was killed the American journalist, and this is a disaster. This is the way how Putin provides the humanitarian crisis. Exactly in Bucha, which is near Irpin, just yesterday it was buried the 67 corpse of the children and women unidentified, which was killed by Russian terrorists. And this is the crimes against humanity. This is just happening in the 21st century in the center of Europe. And can you imagine this has happened just 15 miles from this place? And please, I would
President Poroshenko, you know these leaders. You know your neighbors. One of the things that Colonel Vindman just said to me is that while your neighbors are NATO countries, they are also independent countries, and they may be able to do some of these things on their own, but that the world and NATO are not going to move into the next stage of things unless the losses are greater than they are now. What's your response to that? How many more people have to die, or what needs to happen before you think your NATO and European neighbors will give you what you are asking for?
Yesterday it was declared the official figures that more than 1,300 Ukrainian soldiers were killed, and definitely more than 1,000 civilians were killed. And I would want to cite the words of the former president of the Lithuania, Dalia Grybauskaitė, when she said that if you do not support Ukraine now, you will fight in your own countries. And this is the approach of Putin. And Putin declared the war to NATO, not to Ukraine, to the whole Western world. And Ukraine are now fighting here for NATO, for the West. And Ukraine may be paying the biggest price we can ever imagine. The tons of blood of Ukrainian people and the thousands of lives of Ukrainian people. And with this situation, we don't wait the NATO soldiers, NATO pilots, or NATO seamen. We need just a military jet, old Soviet military jet, MiG-29. And with this situation, I think that nobody knows who would be the next. If tomorrow he want to build up the ground corridor between the Black Sea, Crimea, and Donetsk, tomorrow he want to maybe to connect Russia with the Kaliningrad region through Lithuanian territory. Please don't allow to do that. Please, we should have these fighter, and with this fighter, Ukrainian pilots landed down already for more than 80 Russian military plane, and only 16 planes during the last 24 hours. And that's why we need the second front. At least supply us weapons and let us to make Putin weaker, to protect your people, to protect your soil, to protect your values, to protect Europe and the world from the crazy maniac, Mr. Putin.
Petro Poroshenko is the former president of Ukraine. Thank you for joining us, sir.